Hi, I'm Bart Hanson. I'm the owner and lead instructor for CrushLivePoker.com. The following hand comes from our call-in show that we record live at 2 p.m. Eastern Time every Monday. If you enjoy this video, hit that like button, and if you want to submit to be on the show, take a look at the information in the description.
So I am playing a five-handed 100 no limit online home game.
Okay.
It folds to me in the small blind.
So what are the blinds, just out of curiosity?
Oh, blinds are 50 cent, $1.
All right, so 50 cent a dollar on an app, and you're playing five-handed.
Yep.
Okay.
So it folds to me in the small blind,
Yep.
and I raised to $4 with 6-7 suited.
Okay.
The big blind raises to $10 with 305 behind.
Okay.
So this, I've played without exaggeration around 10,000 hands with this guy. So, this raise is like a take control of the hand raise.
Okay.
And it's never like aces, kings, or even like D7 because there's a D7 bounty on the app.
Okay.
So knowing that it's like a middling hand, like ace 10 off, jack 9 suited, like pocket sevens, should I just flat or should I four bet?
Well, I mean, you're supposed to have some four bet bluffs. Usually you want to do it, if you're trying to do it like in a polarized fashion, you can sometimes do it with sort of blocking cards if he's never going to call, if he's only going to five bet or fold, which is why people do it like in tournaments. Now, if you think he very well might call, then you might want to have some playability. But, if that's your read in the spot like that, just due to sort of sizing, then yeah, you could throw in the occasional four bet with a hand like this. Is that what you did?
Yeah, I ended up four betting to $30.
Okay.
He eventually makes the call.
Yeah, see, that's what I was expecting. I was expecting there to be like a function of calling here. So you've got a four bet pot, blind versus blind, small blind versus big blind. Pot's about $60, and you've got 6-7 of spades.
Yep.
Okay.
So the flop comes ace of diamonds, 8 of hearts, 5 of clubs.
Ace of diamonds, 8 of hearts, 5 of clubs. Pot 60, you've got, what, about one pot size bet left?
No, we have, he's put in 30. We have 270 behind.
Oh, yeah, started with 300. My bad. You did tell me that. So 300. Okay, so you've got 270 behind. Okay. I mean, this is a pretty good flop for you. I mean, I would probably play a two-street game here where I would go bet. I probably would go bet and then give up at the end if you don't make it. You can even start here with, you can go a number of different ways. You could start with sort of a smallish bet and then follow up with a larger bet in the turn and then give up. Or you could actually just take a large sizing if you think he's going to overfold everything but an ace here on the flop.
Okay, that was actually my plan, and I think I tried to do that in my bet sizing. I want to hear what you think, though.
Okay.
So I bet $20 into the $60 pot.
Okay, good.
And then he ended up calling. So I eliminated like King Jack, Jack 10, and all that. So I figured he has like a second pair hand, like 9s, 10s, or an ace.
Yeah, I mean, sure. Yep, sounds good. Pot's 100.
The turn is the 6 of hearts. So I make a pair and still have my open ender.
Okay.
So now I bet 60. And is that enough to fold out the second pair hands?
Well, 9s picks up a gut shot. Again, this is a situation where you have so much equity in your hand. I think I might just take I'd probably just take an overbet. I might take a full pot sizing here of like 100 to 110, and then just, you've got so much equity. If he calls, you can just give up on the river. What's interesting about this hand, I think from what you were saying, is that you have some rivers here that improve your hand, but it'll be a little bit of a head scratcher. Obviously, if you make a straight or trips, right, you can bet across the end if he calls. But if you make two pair, it's a little bit of a head scratcher. So you bet 60. That's a little bit on the in-between side. The other thing, too, some people are saying is like, why don't just go 2/3 and then just barrel off? I don't think the guy's folding an ace, especially if the board gets stickier and stickier. And again, it has to do with, it's not that they're defending properly. It's just that it's so rare for someone at this level to go 3 streets with ace king in a 4-bet pot that they think you're bluffing, basically, or that you have enough bluffs where they can call. But okay, so you bet 60.
And I heard you say that he would never fold an ace, and I do agree with that. So I was going to have to give up on the river if I missed.
Yeah.
So I bet 60 and he calls. So now I figure he only has aces, or like an ace.
Okay, so big blind calls. So pot's 220, and you guys have 80. You guys have about 190 left, right?
Yep, 195.
Okay.
So the river is the 7 of hearts. So now I have 2 pair.
7 of hearts. Interesting. I thought it was an offsuit 7. So the backdoor hearts get there now too. So you make 2 pair. So you are losing to aces up, right? You're losing to ace 9. You're losing to pocket 9s. You're beating ace 10, ace jack, ace queen, and ace king. By the way, maybe ace king doesn't always jam it all in. Maybe they do. I don't know. I mean, you guys are pretty deep, right? I don't know how crazy this game is. Like, if I'm playing 300 big blinds, even in blind versus blind scenarios, and I 3-bet ace king off and I get 4-bet, a lot of times that's a call, right, in position. Now, some people just blindly jam because it's $300, but a lot of times it's a call. So you're in this weird spot here where this is how I would look at this hand, and some people might disagree with me. And the reason why they would disagree with me is I'm going to make a fundamental judgment about what your opponent is going to call you with that I actually think is true. I think here that your opponent will call you with any ace, any non-aces up hand. So if we make that assumption that our opponent's not going to fold out an ace, then we just actually have to just look and see, okay, what, do the hand, is 6-7 going to beat the range that he gets here with, right? Now your $60 bet kind of is a little bit on the odd side because I think 9s are still there. So we look at this and we're like, does he have more single paired ace X than he has aces up and straights and flushes, by the way, here too. Backdoor flushes. You could look at it in a poker cruncher. I'm going to tell you off the top of my head, if I think my opponent's going to call with all single paired aces, I'm going to move all in and I'm going to expect to get called. I think it's probably pretty close. And I think people look on paper like, oh, you've run out of value here. Now, if you say that if I were to jam, my opponent's going to fold out ace 10, ace jack, that's a different story. Then jamming can't be right. If my opponent's going to call with single paired aces in a spot like this because he thinks we're polarized, like maybe on this app, I think that if he's 3-betting with ace 10, ace jack, ace queen, and he's calling the 4-bets to those hands, then he's going to have, he's going to have a fair amount of, he's going to have 12 combos of ace jack, 12 combos of ace queen, maybe half the ace kings that don't get 5-bet, so that's another 6. That's 30. Maybe some ace 10 suiteds, maybe 32 combos of ace X. And it's like, yeah, he's got ace 7, ace 9, pocket 9s, but I think that the single paired aces combos actually will slightly take more precedent, or he will arrive with more single paired aces here than he will with hands that beat you. So I think I would jam all in. But it is close.
Okay, so yeah, I ended up jamming because for the same reasons. I didn't think he would get away from ace 10, ace jack.
Mm-hmm.
So I jammed, and he snap called with ace 10 of hearts. He was with the backdoor flush.
Right, that's another one too. Like I said, backdoor heart. So along with the 32 combos, like I said, well, what if it was pocket 9s would be 6 combos of pocket 9s, maybe another 6 combos of aces up would be like, that's 12 combos, and then ace 10 hearts, ace 4, ace 3, ace 2. That's one of the hands that's going to beat you, but I still think that there's probably more ace X. here to make this a jam. And it's just one of these spots where it's like, well, it's close, but I think you're actually maximizing against this assumption. Now, if you were to say, oh, I don't want to move all in, he's not going to call with ace 10, ace jack, then the river is probably a check fold. If he's not going to call with all the ace X that he arrives here at with, the river is a check fold. And the reason why it's a check fold is because the ace X's that you're trying to get value from that you don't think will call to an upfront jam will check behind. So you're checking and you're going to win a lot of the time, but when he bets, you lose. So it's a check fold, but I still think it's an all-in.
So in those scenarios, if he's folding out ace 10, ace jack, what if I bet like 70 and then bet fold to get like a clean call from those hands?
Bet 70 to get called by ace jack, ace 10?
Yeah. Or am I missing out on too much value when he has ace king, ace queen?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's real awkward if you bet 70 with 190 behind. I mean, the pot would be 360 and then he's jamming for like another. I mean, the pot's 480, 120 for you to call. I mean, I guess you could. That would, like I said, that would only make the assumption that 70 is going to get called by ace jack, ace 10, and then an all-in is going to fold out. That's a pretty large assumption, I feel like.
Okay, I would agree with that.
Okay, all right, thanks for the call. If you like what you've seen here, please hit the subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this call-in hand, hit the like button down below. To check out crushlivepoker.com, click on the link in the description. Use the code YTA300 to get the first 30 days for free.